Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 22nd through the 29th. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up for you in the week ahead. As always, guys, we have our little ocean theme here, using our mermaid deck for the summer. As always, we're going to see what's coming up for you in the week ahead with this deck of cards, and then I'm going to pick a spirit message for you from a different deck and see what the spiritual message or homework is for you with the week or for the week. All right, Gemini. One more shuffle here. Your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's get to it. Ooh, Gemini, King of the Ocean. And so the creator of this deck has, in a nutshell for you here, the word order. See that right there? If you're trying to learn the tarot and you have a hard time remembering what the cards mean, this might be a good deck for you because all of the cards have like a little nutshell word at the bottom. So as always, you can check out the description if you want the link to check out the card deck. But you have the King of the Ocean here, and so King of the Ocean is basically pretty much what we know in traditional tarot as the Emperor. Okay, Gemini? So you're starting off the week in this Emperor energy. Some of you may be dealing with an Aries, okay, because Emperor is associated with the astrological sign of Aries, but not necessarily, okay, not necessarily. It could just be energy that you're coming into. And like it says here, it has to do with order. But the thing about the Emperor is that the Emperor has been through a lot. The Emperor has pretty much seen everything under the sun there is to see. And so Emperor has had really big successes and really big failures. But all of these experiences have made him very wise and in the long run very successful because he's been able to learn from past mistakes. And that's the energy that I'm getting for you, Gemini. I feel like you're coming into the week with from the very beginning of the week, with a very clear idea of like your goals and the things that you're wanting for your long term. Like you're thinking about your empire, you're thinking about your long term vision. And this is not surprising because we had that Capricorn full moon last week, and we had the lunar eclipse, which means these energies are going to be around us for the next maybe 4 to 6 months. And that whole full moon energy was all about structure, our foundation in life, you know, how we're doing things, where we're headed. And you have taken this energy on pretty heavy, Gemini, and you're really thinking about, okay, it's time to get real. It's time to get serious. What's my end game here? What am I going to do? How am I going to go about it? What do I want? And I do feel like a lot of you are thinking back on the past at things that didn't work out for you. But you're not thinking about it like in a negative, woe is me, negative Nancy kind of way. You're thinking about it from a very non-judgmental way where you're like, okay, what can I learn from that experience? How can I avoid having something like that happen again? Or if it were to happen, how would I handle it this time around? Like, it's more of a strategy. You're creating a strategy. You're looking back at your life at what hasn't worked, how to avoid it, or if it happens again, how to handle it differently. Okay, which makes sense because we're in the Mercury retrograde energy, and you're probably picking up on that very strong too because you're reworking. Like, you're looking back at your life and your old plans, and you're seeing what went wrong, and you're coming up with a really good idea of how to do things differently this time around. I think it's wonderful that you're in this energy, Gemini. I have to say, out of all of the signs for the whole week that I've done so far, I've got a few more left. I think I've got like 3 more after I do this video. You guys are the most like alert, it seems, as we're coming into the energy for the week ahead. And maybe for some of you, it's because maybe you've been asleep for a while and now all of a sudden you're wide awake. But you're hitting the ground running, like you're ready to go, and you're really getting very clear about, you know what, I'm not going to beat myself up anymore. Maybe things happened in my past that I was blaming myself, or I saw as failures, or I saw as mistakes. but now you're seeing them as opportunities for being invincible as you're moving forward. Some of you are in this energy where you're like, you know what, whatever there is to go through, I've been through it. Life cannot possibly throw anything new my way at this point. I'm ready for it. I'm not even scared, because everything there is to see, I've seen it. Everything there is to be through, I've been through it. And you're ready. Like, you're ready to take charge of your life, to take ownership, to create and to make things happen. You're thinking very long term, and that's beautiful. That's great. Like, you guys are really on track here of having a very solid plan for feeling that you're going to have this secure and comfortable life, secure and comfortable future. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I did this last week too. Your Wednesday, Thursday card is King of Wands. So this is interesting, Gemini, because so far, both of your cards have been fire energy. So you may have, Gemini, some of you may have fire, either Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, in your moon or in your rising. And you may really be kind of pulling on that aspect of your energy right now. Some of you could be dealing with a very significant Sagittarius, Aries, or I'm drawing a blank. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. That's maybe a part of your plans, because you have this fire energy kind of being emphasized here so far for you in the week, even though you're an air sign. Or it could just be that you're getting your fire back. You're having like this feistiness about you. The King of Wands here is listed as practicality, and I think the reason for this is because for me, King of Wands is very much this energy of problem solving, of solutions, of making things happen, right? King of Wands is very in the moment. Like, he's gonna do what he needs done. He's gonna do what feels good. He's gonna do what is, seeming like a good idea at that time. And he's gonna do things that are going to be fulfilling for him, or that are gonna help him, meet his end game. I told a story, and I've told it in the last few times King of Wands has come up, and I don't know who's heard it and who hasn't heard it. But King of Wands is somebody, this is something I remember reading, and I can't remember where I read it. But King of Wands is like, he was not born a king. He became a king because, he got tired of suffering. He got tired of, not having enough. And he got tired of looking around and seeing other people suffering. And he got up and he began creating opportunities. And he never forgot where he came from. He remembered, his roots. He stayed humble. And as he came up, he brought his people up with him. And, he showed other people the way. And so people were like, we want you to be king because you've solved a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and you've made life better for so many people. So being seen as this leader, as this role model, as this doer, getting things done. That's the energy you're coming into, Gemini. Absolutely 100%. Some of you are also just kind of feeling a little restless, like you're feeling bored with your life and you're wanting more. You're wanting to do something more creative or more exciting, or you're wanting to get your fire or your passion back. I don't focus too much on love and romance in the weekly forecasts because I try to keep it more about you and your path and what's going on with you. But I'm feeling in this instance for some of you, Gemini, some of you have had a very dry spell in terms of passion, or bedroom kind of stuff. And so you might be getting your fire back in that way. Either you're stepping into this King of Wands energy, or there's a King of Wands that's coming your way midweek and piquing your interest where you're like, oh, hello there, and all of a sudden you're like, well, it's been a while, so for some of you, something like that might be coming up. I don't focus too much on like I said, love and romance and passion and that stuff in the weekly forecast. But if you want to know more about your love life, I suggest watching the love videos, because I do those separately. But there's a link in the description that will take you to the July love videos if you haven't already watched them. But some of you are getting your fire back in some way midweek. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Four of Swords. Now, this doesn't surprise me, because your first two cards for the first part of the week are very intense cards. Like, really planning, really taking action, really wanting to make things happen. And Four of Swords is more of a card where you're like, whoa, like my brain is tired, like my mind hurts, my brain hurts. You might even feel like emotionally exhausted because you feel so invested in what it is you're trying to create. Where, you know, Four of Swords comes up and it's like, okay, I need a rest, I need a break. Like the creator of the deck has the word here, recovery, right? So some of you are needing to recover from this intense energy. And I do feel, Gemini, and this has been coming up as like a theme for you in your videos lately, or your weekly forecasts, where a lot of you are going through a period of awakening and blockage removal. So just the fact that you're planning as intensely as you're planning, and the faith that you're having, that is like, you know, overcoming blocks, and that can feel very exhausting. So be gentle with yourself. Like, don't get upset. Some of you may feel, especially as it's coming into the later part of the week, the end of the week, some of you may feel like, you know what, I really need to take a nap, I really need to rest. I know for me, I'm not a Gemini, I'm a Scorpio, I'm a water sign, but I'm very, very sensitive to the moon energies. And before this full moon, this one's been a doozy for me. This one I felt very strongly, and then there was one in Libra a while back that just knocked me off my butt. It was just like, woo, it was intense. And this Capricorn moon was intense as well. So some of you, maybe if you're not necessarily moon sensitive, but you might be feeling the energies and the Mercury retrograde and all the stuff that's happening right now. You might be feeling a little bit exhausted, especially since you have all of these ideas coming in, and all of a sudden you're believing in yourself, and you're seeing all of the possibilities that are ahead of you. And even though it's good, you're in this positive mindset, it might be draining, it might make you tired. So be patient with yourself. Four of Swords encourages you to take a time out, to meditate, to pray, to take a little bit of a break. You know, some of you have this King of Wands that's swooping in, and you're like, whoa, like that sounds great, but again, still, maybe not right now. Maybe I still need a little bit of a break before I can throw myself into that. But whatever it is, you know, you're gonna need a bit of a timeout at the end of the week, where you're just like, and it's not, with Four of Swords, it's not just a timeout, it's a timeout you're taking by yourself. It's not like one of the cards where you might be going like slinking off with a person, and like, you know, running away with a lover or something. You know, Four of Swords is like just needing alone time, needing time to rest, needing time to recover, to just kind of charge your battery. Let's go ahead and check out your spirit message for the week. And again, my dears, I strongly recommend that you watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks it might resonate with you more. It might just add little extra bits of information for you. But we're going to see what's coming up here. You may need a private reading, because this is a general reading. I'm more than happy to do that. If you click on the Calendly link in the description, you can schedule there. Oh my goodness. This card, I don't know if you guys remember this card. It kept coming up for a lot of the signs. It probably came up for you guys too. A few weeks ago when I did readings and I only used this deck, he kept coming up. This is my Three's Company Larry card here. But it's listed as the Nereid, holding to the ideal while endeavoring to attain it will help to realize it. So this is like, you know, you have this dream, right? Or you have these ideas. Why does my camera keep going out of focus? You have these ideas about, you know, the things that you're wanting to do, that Emperor energy, that King of Wand energy, these plans, these thoughts, these inspirations, and you're all about, like, you know, making it happen. But I think some of you, as you're getting ready to take that step, it's exhausting you, it's tiring you out. You're needing that Four of Swords, that break. And this card is saying, look, all you have to do, as you're coming up with these plans, as you're coming with these ideas, okay, it's going to happen. But you have to hold on to the idea that you're going to attain this thing. It's going to come into reality. It's going to be realized. It's going to come into existence. You have to have the belief that it's going to happen, that it's going to work out. Okay? That's the most important thing. Some of you are getting way, way, way too caught up in the how to make this happen. I mean, obviously it's a good thing to be logical and to have a plan, but some of you are getting way, like, analyzing it way too much, and this is saying, look, just one foot in front of the other and hold the belief that it's going to happen and it's going to come together. Okay? Don't get so overly analyzing about how it's going to happen, or, oh, well, but it can't happen, it's going to take 5 years or something. Don't get caught up in that. Don't try to organize the timeline. Don't try to organize every single little detail for, like, the next, day by day, minute by minute, play by play. Be open to how it happens. Have a plan. Ask your angels and guides to help you with the plan, to guide you with steps and actions to take. But move forward from there with the faith and the idea that this is actually going to happen, because that's going to be your secret weapon to manifesting these things. All right, my darlings. Again, if you want a love video, you might want to check out the love videos. But, this is more about your path here with your spiritual development and your manifesting, what you're going to be manifesting, not just this week, but the next few months even. All right, my dears. Again, if you need a private reading, you know where to schedule that in the Calendly link. And if you would like daily messages, I appreciate that you guys watch the videos. I hope they're helpful for you. But if, you would like messages in between the weekly forecasts, don't forget, my darlings, Facebook and Instagram. Every single day I post 2 cards a day on that page. So really you get 2 messages a day if you are with me on the social media. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, by all means, go ahead and do that. And I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you the very best, Gemini. Keep the faith. Keep going, my dears. You have got this.